Hi everyone, I'm Justine and welcome back to Warnaful World. Have you ever opened up a coloring book and wonder, where do I even start? I think we all have had that feeling before. You look at a page and there's just so much going on that you don't even know where to begin. I used to look at a page and struggle to figure out what colors I wanted to use. I would usually pick one object, choose a color that I thought looked nice and just start coloring. But over time, the way I look at a page has completely changed. So let's take a look at this Rumpelstiltskin page from Dark Fairytales by Kerby Rosanes that I colored a while ago. When I first looked at this page, I didn't actually start by thinking, what color should her hair be or what color should her armor be? Instead, I asked myself one simple question. What do I want this page to feel like? For me, it's about creating a mood and telling a story. Once I know the feeling I want the page to have, the colors usually starts falling into place. So in this video, I'd love to share the thought process behind this page, why I chose these colors, and how I planned the lighting and how everything slowly came together. I hope it gives you a little inspiration the next time you are planning one of your own coloring page. This video is about the why behind the colors. If you are looking for the exact pencils, you can find the pencil codes in the time-lapse video. Before I ever pick up a pencil, I like to spend a little bit of time just looking at the illustration. Kerby actually tells the Rumpelstiltskin story across 2 pages here. Rumpelstiltskin is weaving his magical web and controlling the girl. This page takes place afterwards. She's now a queen and he's burning in the palm of her hand. One thing I kept wondering was, where did the fire come from? The way I imagined it was that after becoming a queen, she had become powerful herself. Maybe she just wanted to make sure Rumpelstiltskin never hurt anyone again. I imagine this taking place somewhere deep underground, almost like an ancient chamber lit only by old candles. I actually started with a much lighter green in mind, but as I kept coloring, I realized it didn't feel mysterious enough. So I slowly pushed it darker and darker into this olive mossy green. I wanted it to feel ancient and a little bit ominous. Once that background was there, I knew where the story was taking place. With the setting established, my intention shifted to the queen herself. I really wanted her face to feel realistic. I've always wanted to challenge myself to color a face that looked a little more lifelike, so this page became that opportunity. The skin on her face actually took a lot more layering than it looks. There were layers and layers of cream, peaches, cool grays, violets, even little touches of warm orange and reds, so that the light from the fire seems to be reflecting on her skin. That was quite a bit of layering. And quite a bit of erasing too. I remember redoing her face over and over again just to get it right. I actually wasn't planning to give her purple eyeshadows. I thought I was going to use a deep blue instead, but as I kept coloring, it just didn't feel right. I felt that the purple gave her this mysterious, almost villain-like look. So I just went with it. I even tilted the eyeshadow upwards a little just because I kept thinking about how animated villains always have those sharp, dramatic eyes. Then I paired it with deep red lips and just the tiniest upward curve at the corner of her lips. I didn't want a huge smile, just enough for you to start wondering, is she enjoying this? Then I pushed the shadows around the brow bones and nose bridge even darker to make her face feel more dramatic. And finally, her eyes. I made them blue to reflect the magical fire she was looking at. It's a tiny detail, but I've always loved little things like that because they help tie everything together. Now came the part that honestly made me a little nervous. Her hair. I remember looking at it and thinking, okay, I think I can color fire. Every coloring page teaches me something new, and this page was teaching me how to color flames. I wanted the fire to feel alive, not just orange, but layers of yellow, deep reds, and little pockets of darkness that would make the brighter flames glow even more. As the hair slowly came together, I remember thinking this might actually work. But still, I wasn't convinced about the page as a whole. That moment didn't come until much later. That deep purple was actually my first thought for the armor color. At this point, I still wasn't completely sure what material the armor even was. Looking at the illustration, I almost expect her to be wearing a flowing gown. The more I look at it though, the more it felt like an armor instead. And suddenly, I had no idea what the color should be. While I was thinking about the armor, I moved over to the magical flame. My first instinct was to color it like a normal fire. Oranges, reds, yellows. But I quickly realized that if I did that, the whole page would become one big warm color palette. Everything would start blending together, so I needed something to break up all that warmth. That's when I thought about blue fire. We often associate blue flames with being even hotter than the ordinary fire, so it still felt believable while introducing a completely different color into the page. I didn't want the flame to be completely blue though. I still wanted it to feel connected to the rest of the illustration, so I kept touches of yellow and orange around the edges. Then I ran into another challenge. How do I make Rumpelstiltskin visible inside the fire without him disappearing completely? I actually changed him quite a few times. Eventually, I realized that making him much darker worked best, like he was becoming charred, but I left little touches of color and highlights on the parts that is facing the queen. Finally, because the flame is casting such a strong blue light, I added the same cool blue reflections on the insides of her hand. The candles actually took quite a while because there is a lot of them. I didn't want them to become the star of the page. The queen, the fire, and the armor already had that job. So I kept most of the candles fairly dark. I only wanted the flames themselves to glow and just enough warmth reflecting onto the wax. I also added touches of green onto the wax because I imagined these candles had been sitting there for years. The green makes them feel damped, mossy, and almost like they have become part of the chamber itself. So if you look underneath her raised arm, you would notice a little more of that warm candlelight. Then I came back to the armor. This was probably the part I struggled with the most. I considered silver, gold, even copper, but every one of those colors seems either too bright or too similar to the fiery hair. Black crossed my mind too, but it felt too heavy. What if the armor simply reflected all of those different light sources? Then I started to think about the environment I've already created. She's standing inside an ancient chamber, surrounded by candlelight, holding a blue flame with burning hair above her. That's when the idea of rainbow obsidian came to me. It wasn't really black. Instead, it reflected little pieces of every color around it. The cool blues, the warm yellows, the oranges. I also discovered that making it feel like metal wasn't really about the colors. It was about the contrast. Once I pushed the shadow darker and kept the reflected highlights nice and crisp, the armor suddenly came to life. That was actually the moment I felt like, okay, this page might actually start working now. Even after I finished everything, something still didn't feel right. The page looks complete, but it felt still. So the very last thing I added were these tiny glow embers. They are such small details, but they completely changed the feeling of the page. Suddenly, the fire felt alive. The candles, the hair, the blue flames, it finally had the movement I've been looking for. Looking back now, this page taught me a lot. Every coloring page seems to teach me something different. This one taught me how lighting can completely change the mood of a scene, how reflections can make something feel like metal, and sometimes how the smallest finishing touches are the ones that brings everything together. I started this page with one simple question. What do I want this page to feel like? And by the end, I felt like I finally created the atmosphere I imagined from the very beginning. Before we finish, I would love to hear how you see this illustration. If you were coloring this page, what story would you tell? Would the queen be a hero, a villain, or something in between? I always find it fascinating how the same illustration can inspire so many different ideas. I would also love to hear how you would interpret this page. If your interpretation is completely different from mine, tell me about it. Let me know in the comments. I might pick one that inspires me and create a color palette based on your ideas. It would be really interesting to see how differently the same page could be colored. And if you do color this page after watching this video, I'll absolutely love to see your version. Tag at Warnaful World on YouTube or Warnaful World on Instagram so I can admire your colorings. Seeing how everyone tells different stories with the same illustration is honestly one of my favorite parts of this hobby. Until next time, happy coloring!